What's the real difference between a team that's just good and one that's truly great? It's definitely not just about hiring the most talented people. In this explainer, we're going to uncover a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle that drives exceptional performance. And it all starts with a huge study from a company that knows a thing or two about building teams.
So, what is that secret sauce? It's a puzzle that billion-dollar companies have poured incredible amounts of money and time into solving. Take Google, for example. They launched this massive internal study they called Project Aristotle. Their goal? To figure out what made their best teams tick by analyzing over 180 of them. They looked at everything you can imagine: individual talent, leadership styles, team structure, the whole shebang. And what they found was, well, it was completely unexpected. It wasn't about stacking the team with geniuses or having the most experienced manager. Nope. The single most important factor for high performance was something way more fundamental. It all came down to how the team members interacted with each other. That key ingredient has a name: psychological safety. This concept is the absolute foundation for everything we're about to talk about. It is the bedrock upon which all high-performing teams are built. Okay, so what in the world is psychological safety? Let's really break this down, because it's more than just being nice to each other. It's about creating a very specific kind of environment. At its core, psychological safety is the shared belief that you won't get punished or humiliated for speaking up. Just think about your own team for a second. Can you ask a dumb question? Can you challenge a decision without getting shut down? Can you admit you messed up without fearing for your job? When the answer to those questions is a confident yes, that's when you've got it. And listen, this isn't just some fluffy, feel-good idea. It has massive, tangible benefits. The data is pretty staggering. Companies with high psychological safety see, on average, a 50% jump in productivity, a 76% increase in employee engagement, and, maybe most importantly, a 27% reduction in turnover. So yeah, creating this environment directly impacts the bottom line in a huge way. Okay, so we've established that a safe environment is absolutely essential. But an environment doesn't just appear out of thin air. It's created by people. And that begs the question, what personal skill do we as individuals need to actually build and maintain that safety? Well, that brings us right to our next key element. And the answer is emotional intelligence, or EQ. You can think of this as the human skill that brings psychological safety to life. If safety is the hardware, EQ is the software that makes it all run smoothly. Emotional intelligence is really all about awareness and management, first of yourself and then of other people. It's the ability to recognize what you're feeling, to control your immediate reactions, and then to apply that same level of understanding to your interactions with your colleagues. It's what lets you navigate the tricky, complex social world of a team effectively. And make no mistake, this is exactly what companies are looking for. Get this, a stunning 71% of employers say they value emotional intelligence more than IQ. Your technical skills might get you in the door, but it's your EQ that's going to help you succeed and lead once you're there. Daniel Goleman, who really popularized this whole concept, breaks EQ down into these 5 key parts. It all starts with self-awareness, just knowing what's going on inside you. From there, you get self-regulation, managing your impulses. Then you have that internal motivation, that drive to achieve. That's followed by empathy, being able to understand others. And finally, social effectiveness, which is all about building great relationships. Let's make this super practical. Imagine a project fails. A low EQ reaction is to immediately point fingers and blame someone, but a high EQ response, that's to ask, okay, what can we learn from this? When you get some tough feedback, instead of getting defensive, someone with high EQ actually listens to understand the other person's perspective. It's the difference between fanning the flames of conflict and actually resolving it. So picture this. We have a safe environment, and we have a team full of emotionally intelligent people. That's a huge win, right? But how do we channel all of that amazing potential into consistent, tangible progress? For that, we need a system. And this is such a critical question. You can have a fantastic culture and really skilled people, but how do you systematically turn that into improvements day after day? Well, the answer comes from a Japanese philosophy that totally transformed modern manufacturing. And that philosophy is called Kaizen. It literally means change for the better. The core idea here is that big, amazing results don't usually come from a few massive, earth-shattering changes. No, they come from the cumulative effect of countless small, incremental improvements made by everyone every single day. And this isn't just some abstract theory. It comes with really practical tools like the 5 whys. Instead of just slapping a band-aid on a problem, you ask why again and again and again until you dig down and find the actual root cause. This simple process is what stops the same problems from cropping up over and over again. It's a simple but incredibly powerful system for driving real change. Now, here's where it all comes together: psychological safety, emotional intelligence, and Kaizen. These are not just three separate good ideas. They actually feed into each other to create this powerful, self-reinforcing engine for performance.
So please, don't think of these as a checklist of things to do. Think of them more like gears in a machine. When one gear turns, it drives the next, which drives the next, creating momentum that just builds and builds over time. This is what we call the flywheel effect.
So here's exactly how it works. First, psychological safety creates the space for people to feel comfortable taking risks and suggesting new, maybe even crazy ideas. Then, emotional intelligence gives the team the skills to debate those ideas constructively and build trust, not tear it down. Next, Kaizen provides the actual system to turn the best ideas into real improvements. And here's the magic part: every little success reinforces that initial feeling of safety, which encourages even more ideas, making the flywheel spin faster and faster.
At the end of the day, this entire system is deeply human-centered. As this quote says so well, it's not just about squeezing more productivity out of people. It's about nurturing your people. Because when you do that, their best ideas and their enthusiastic participation, well, that just follows naturally. That's the real engine of improvement.
So a flywheel doesn't start spinning on its own. It needs an initial push. So I'll leave you with this. What's one small risk you could take, one new idea you could share, or one why you could ask tomorrow to make your team just a little bit better? That one small action could be the exact push that gets your team's flywheel spinning.